Ondo Finance is the exact opposite of what crypto is known for. It's funded by a lot of large venture capitalists. It offers products from the traditional finance ecosystem. Does it make sense to buy the token? Where might the price go? This is the fundamental question we are asking here. And to answer that question, we are going to look at the fundamental drivers of demand and supply. We're going to look at on-chain data, at the data that's rather hidden to most people. Now, in the last 4 days, the Ondo token went up massively, and that's due to a listing by Coinbase. Now, unfortunately, we can't make too much of an analysis on the historical relative performance to other cryptocurrencies because the liquidity pools have changed with that listing. Ondo has been around for quite a while, but unfortunately, with that liquidity pool change, the price history is gone. But historical price movements are obviously not the most important thing. Neither is the marketing speak on the website. The only thing you need to know is that Ondo is tokenizing real world assets, mainly US treasuries. So you can buy US dollar yield and US dollar treasuries, products from the traditional financial space, directly on the blockchain now. And it's available on all kinds of different blockchains: Ethereum, Mantle, Solana, Polygon. Ondo Finance has a lot of support by big VC names. We've got the Founders Fund, we've got Coinbase Ventures, we've also got a market maker with Wintermute. Big names threw money at this in several founding rounds. Thus, the team is obviously very visible. Here's the founder on YouTube explaining what Ondo is. But the flip side of all of that venture capital money is this. It's unlocks for those venture capitalists. People that put in money early can, after a while, withdraw their money. They get token allocations, expanding the circulating supply, potentially reducing the price if demand doesn't grow as quickly as the supply does. Now, here's a part where Ondo Finance isn't that transparent. On their public GitHub repository, they don't do too many code changes. A last update here in November of last year, another one in October, another one in March. This doesn't seem to be the GitHub repository that the team is using internally. They probably have something that they're not showing us. Now, price predictions are all about demand versus supply. We've already talked about the supply with the token unlocks. Let's have a look at the demand. Let's look at how much capital is currently locked up in Ondo and if that's actually increasing. There's a legacy token of Ondo Finance that started in July of 2021. The platform with that token reached an all-time high in total value locked of roughly 137 million. The current version started in February of last year, so it's roughly 1 year old, and this now hit an all-time high of 227 million. So there is a bit of growth, but it's not super fast, it's not super massive, especially in the last 4 months or so. I put a link to the following dashboard in the description. This is a June analytics board that shows us activity around the platform. I don't see a lot of charts, unfortunately, that show any activity growth. Now, Ondo is related to Flux Finance. Not this Flux, the Flux nodes, the computing power project, but another Flux. It's this website over here. It's a fork of Compound. It's a borrowing and lending platform. Now, besides the Coinbase listing, what else could be causing this rally? Potentially some manipulation by Binance. So have a look at this. This is CoinGecko. Let's go to the Markets tab. And in here, we've got more than $300 in trading volume in the last 24 hours alone in the perpetual futures on Binance. So in bets on the price of Ondo. And that's why the market cap is at 400 million. I want to show you some data that other YouTubers cannot show you because this comes directly from a tool that I've developed myself and that's available to the premium members. So the link is thebitcointrader.com. Link is down below. This tool shows the number of wallets based on a minimum holding threshold. So on the left side, we've got the number of wallets that hold at least 1,000 Ondo tokens. So that's $281 right now. One could consider this small retail. In the middle, we've got medium-sized retail. So a 10x from the left chart, $2,800. And on the right side, we've got the whales, $28,000 worth of the token. This can be considered whale money. Now, isn't that interesting how the number of small holders and medium-sized holders went up and then down, and how the large whales bought massively? It pretty much doubled in the last days. Now, this is a daily chart. Let's zoom into the recent action. Let's look at an hourly chart. So this is now the last 30 days, and each data point here is an hour. And we can see how small retail bought and then either sold or staked potentially, and now is buying back in again. Same for the medium-sized holders. But the whales, they get in massively. In other words, this massive rally that we are seeing here is 100% driven by the whales. It's whale accumulation. That's what's driving this here. And maybe the whales know a bit more than we do about the project. Maybe that's why they're buying in. I have looked at these kinds of charts for a lot of different cryptocurrencies, and what I noticed is that the whales tend to make better calls than the small guys, which makes sense, right? Because obviously crypto is a game of luck and skill, and over time, if you trade for long enough, money moves from the not so skilled to the more skilled. So the people that have more money, they tend to make the better calls. At least historically, they might have done so. Whales are getting in heavily. The number of whales pretty much doubled in the last few hours. And so I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if the 27 cents here are not the top here. I believe this is likely going to further rise from here. I don't have a crystal ball either. I'm simply just sharing the data that I'm seeing, and you make your own decision. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. There's also a free Telegram. Link is down below.